extra minutes.
Today is the day where we swim with great whites, no cage. We've been here for a week?
7 days.
7 days, and this is what we've been waiting for. Calm seas, no swell, no wind, good visibility.
And lots of sharks.
And lots of sharks. I woke up this morning, looked out the window and went, yes, damn it.
When I first raised the prospect of doing this story, she was keen to do it. I mean, risky, yes, but Ali is she's a courageous reporter. We waited for days to get the conditions right to dive because the water's got to be clear. The visibility is not great. It was 8 to 10 metres, and that's not a lot in the water. The sharks can see you a lot better than you can see them. So we needed the best visibility and the calmest conditions we could get.
We're going 5.3 miles offshore to an island system called Daya Island. It's the white shark capital of the world.
And plenty of sharks?
This is the time of the year. The most sharks we saw in one day here is 48.
So none of us have really felt seasick at all during our trips out to Shark Alley. However, the chumming process is revolting. We've got it all over our shoes, our clothes. It's all we can smell. Even when you shower, you can still smell it. But it's a very important part of the process. So these guys will do this for, today probably about an hour or so. And the hope is we'll get some nice playful sharks that will come and entertain us. But the waiting, it sucks. That's the hardest part. I just want it over and done with.
If you are nervous, your whole body language changes and they can read that.
So basically don't flinch even when they're coming right at you.
Just stand still, relax. If you are uncomfortable with the distance they're at, exhale. They don't like the scuba bubbles. You'll see immediately the animal turn and go away.
Feels like it's a game of chicken.
It's a game of chess.
Tell my husband if I don't come back to mourn me forever, and he's not allowed to remarry. With Mike as my chaperone, we enter the chilly waters of Shark Alley.
It's completely perverse because you are hoping to see a shark. You want a shark to come in, and they're chumming the water to attract them in, right? So everything goes. It's completely counterintuitive. You don't normally. If you spend time in the water, you don't want to see a shark. But then as soon as one comes in, you're going, oh no, you've got this reaction of, fear and loathing. I think it was Vince Sorrenti that said that sharks are a combination of two Australian swear words, and if you think about it. And I think he's spot on, because they're the two words that I said every time a new shark would come in, and there were a few of them, you just see them come in and they'd just glide in and down, and you knew that Ali was down there with Mike, and yeah, he just, fingers crossed that everything was okay.
So that is the dive done. We did it, dived with great white sharks, and it was just such a crazy, intense experience. The first moment of getting in the water, I actually couldn't breathe. I actually could not get my breath, and I reckon for the first 10 minutes, I was just almost in a mild panic. But then you're sort of down on the bottom and you relax a bit, and you're sort of feeling okay, so I've got Mike right beside me. And then this shark, and it was the big one, and it really was 4.5 metres, just came sort of straight over the top of our heads and completely blocked out the sun. It was just unreal. You could just see the whole underside of his belly, and you almost felt like I was close enough that I could have touched it, I could given its belly a little rub or something. It was just insane. It was one of the best experiences ever. I'm still buzzing, look at me. I survived.
Huge relief. And for Ali, it was a combination of, she was really cold because she'd been down there a long time, and it was just the adrenaline. So it took time, and it took patience, and it took courage. Mostly Ali's, not mine. It was a really good trip. It was a great place to see. It was an extraordinary thing to do, and Ali is one gutsy reporter. Just for the record, how much do you like working with me?
You shouldn't ask me that right now. You're my least favourite producer right about now.
I'll make you swim with sharks. Did I tell you I've got a crocodile story up there?